Good morning, my friends. This is Tanya, SideGigCrafts. We are masterboarding again today. Yes, it seems like I'm doing a lot of that lately. Why? Because I need some tags and I need some things for journals. So it seems that I have a need for lots of masterboards. I hope you guys don't mind because I'm having so much fun. And I hope that you'll do along with me. Some of you are new to my journey and some of you are returning, and I appreciate and love each and every one of you. We're going to use up some of these papers that need to be used, and we're going to have some fun with it. So I've got a box here of scraps that I can use, and as I'm pulling some of these out, I'm thinking, yep, I don't even care. They don't need to match. They don't need to be anything particular. Actually, I don't want to use this one because it's such a good big piece. Trying to use things, that's a good piece too. Trying to use up things that I might not otherwise. And I can use that one. You know, just stuff that's laying around here. I need to use this stuff and not waste it. And a lot of these patterns will be, you know, covered during the process, so that's kind of helpful as well. Some of them will be muted. I like to keep my solids. I don't necessarily like to use solids in these because even though it does add blank spots to journal or do something on, they're also great for my die cuts and such. So try not to use those. I don't need gold foiled anything. Use some of that paper. We can use some of that paper. We can even use the little Krabby. We can use a coffee filter. We can use some of that paper. So I've got tons of things we can use. This is only one of my scrap boxes. I've got several. And that's partially why I want to get in here and use some of this stuff up. I'm not, well, I won't use the foil part, but I'll use the rest of it. There's just so many scraps, and I need to use them. You know what I could be doing? I think I have, this used to be my box of strips. No, I have another box of strips. I had a box of a lot of strips and stuff that I would do. Strip, that's cute. I don't remember that on anything. Are these actually stickers? Those are stickers. Let's take that out of there. I don't know where that came from. I don't remember ever seeing that before. Interesting. I wonder if that was something somebody gifted me and it just fell in here. Because I wouldn't have put it in here. Oh my goodness, look at this. I won't use that because I'll use that for something else, but I do need to take it out so that I remember to use it. That's darling. Yeah, there's definitely some fun scraps in here. We might actually do some stripping instead of tearing. We may just use strips, not blank strips necessarily, but look at all of these fun things. My basket, I remember that. I made a basket out of that. Silver, these are too thick. Plain. No, we're not going to do strips because I don't have enough decorative ones. We can even use that. Use that. We will use them, but we're going to use them differently. We're just going to love that. Oh, so pretty. Actually, this one's a lot thicker. I'm going to hold on to that one. Use that. Okay. So here's a start. We're going to start with this, okay? Ooh. I've got some packaging, and we're just going to start gluing down and having a time of it because we can. But it helps me to get rid of some, as I'm cleaning my my craft room, I'm trying to condense some of my scrap boxes and really try to organized better, and it's helping me a lot. Part of the problem though is that as I'm cleaning, I'm feeling less inspired. You guys, I don't know what to do with that. Feeling less inspired to craft. And you know, oh, yep. I wanted to make sure that I actually had turned on the record button. And I think it's because I'm afraid to make a mess. I'm finishing my projects, which is one thing, but then I don't want to make a mess. And that's part of my process, is the mess. You guys, what is wrong with me? No, that's not all it. There's just so much going on. So, I am still creating though. I think I'm just in a place where I've finished my projects, and now I'm trying to figure out what do I need to do next, and how do I bring you guys along. Some of the things I want to make are a little bit more complicated, I guess, and some of them are swaps and things that I'm not, that for people that watch my videos, I'm trying not to do those on here. So I like to do the projects and things for swaps in my Facebook group sometimes, but when I'm swapping with other YouTubers, I don't like to do those on recorded. So I'm still trying to find content, but I don't want to spoil those surprises. I have a lot of this green, so I don't know why I'm being so careful to place it every which way, because there's a lot of it. I may not use all of it. Probably won't. It's a fun paper for spring anyway. So if I have scraps of that, I'm okay. This one's a little Christmassy. And they're not going to be as bold, the colors and things when I'm done. So I'm not worried about them being different seasons. I don't want any Christmas trucks or trees on here necessarily, but that print isn't going to hurt anything. Not at all. Everything's going to be muted. These candies are just fine. Probably won't even notice them. We're just covering the paper. I should have done the other side, I guess, but oh well. I really should have, because then I would have had a white background I wouldn't have to cover. Oops. Too late. Too late for that. Can't go back now. So I hope you guys are doing great. It's a sunny day here in Alabama. It's been cold, but we're expecting temperatures up to like the 80s this week, which is ridiculous. I don't understand it. I'm not even sure I want it, but yeah, it's supposed to be, it's like back and forth. Alabama is very confused right now with our temperatures. So, hi Cash, good morning. Good morning, my kitty. Hello. Just had her breakfast. Now it's time to come chat. Or go find a spot to take a nap. You can do that too. She's going to dump all my stuff out while she goes to find her basket back there in the corner. She has now found a basket in the corner. Where I still haven't organized my fabric stuff. She found a basket with some fabric in there that I haven't kicked her out of yet. Eventually, she's not going to be able to sleep back there. Well, maybe. I don't know. I guess I should just make her a spot like I did for Gretchen. She needs a spot too. Of course, she never sleeps where I want her to. She just, you know, she finds her own spot. Go there. Go there. that end. Actually, I don't want to go that far. I'm going to go this way and cross over. Not trying to be too selective there, but there's a lot of green going on. Can't tell that's my favorite color, can you? Not to mention that I need to do some things for Easter, so green in spring is on my mind. We'll stick this one right here. These will all be cut in different ways. I'll be doing a blind cut on them. Should I use this for something else? I feel like I should use this for something else. This is going to be beautiful for something else. I'm going to split this one. My Stampariat paper is just, I have a hard time tearing that up and collaging with it. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. Kids are still in Texas. I'm assuming they made it. They put road trip pictures of them and the dog yesterday out on social media. So I'm assuming they made it, are having a good time. I have to check in with them today and see what's going on and how the doggy did on his travels. Poor Doobie. He's so energetic, and they were a little worried. I guess they were stopping every hour for him. You know, it's a long trip. It's about 8 hours from here. So that's a long trip for a puppy who's never done that before. He's maybe 5 months old, 6 months old. So, you know, that was a lot. And I know that he got car sick with Chloe this last week. This last week or the week before? I don't know. Recently. We'll just say recently. I'm not trying to be the expert of my dog's, my kid's dog, but he did get car sick at one point, and so I'm kind of curious how he did. On his trip. Hopefully that was not a problem. That wouldn't be fun having to travel with dog vomit in the car. We're just gonna stick that right on there. Actually, I think I want to stick this one on this side. Got a little more, except for the October piece, I've got a little more spring on this side. Again, my paper's going to be covered with lots of other things, so I don't think it's going to be all that noticeable, but that's what I'm going to do, just in case. Because it can take on whatever tones we want it to, so I can even make it visible if I want. There we go. I see a strip I'm aiming for. Look how cute that is. It's gonna be a fun one. Not really picking, I mean, I'm not really putting too much thought into it. I'm just kind of putting things down, but I am kind of visually looking for good spots. And trying to cover spaces. We'll go there. And I love that I'm diving into these scraps. Part of the, I haven't used, I don't think I've used a brand new piece of paper. Oh, I guess I did the other day when I got some glitter paper out for something, for a project, but I really haven't cut much paper lately. I don't remember if that's where I had that. I think it is. This one looks like wallpaper to me. I think it's supposed to, probably. I think that's the idea. I need just a sliver down here. it's great to use up these scraps and, you know, get our rooms and our lives a little more organized. It can be hard. It can be really hard. The struggle is real. Let's break that up and put this in there. Although, probably be better to put that there since it's such a bigger piece. But cover that whole spot, it won't. But it would cover most of it. Let's do that instead. This one, I do want to cover that hole. I don't like that, but that actually fits perfect. More green. So let's see, we had an exciting night last night at work. Yeah, so we have, well, I can't really explain the whole thing, but basically we had a faucet that wouldn't turn off. And the hose that it was attached to, because the faucet wouldn't turn off, was building up so much pressure, it was popping it off of the unit that it was supposed to be attached to. And then water was spraying everywhere. So I ended up being there 2.5 hours after we closed, waiting for the plumber to fix it. That was an exciting night. We were really worried that if we went home, that it would build up enough pressure that it would pop off during the night and nobody'd be there to catch it and we'd be flooded in the morning. So it was super important to get it taken care of last night. You know, as much as I wanted, oh, I like that side better. As much as I wanted to turn my back and just go, I couldn't do it. Thought about it, not gonna lie, I thought about it. But I was being responsible, took care of it. So I got home about midnight and had my Temu haul that was sitting here and I wanted to go through it. And I thought, you know, because I was going to put it off till morning. I thought, no, let's do it, get it done. I did that. And yeah. Oh, see, there's some Christmas trees. But are they really Christmas trees? I mean, we've got October up here. I could just put that on there anyway. Let's do it. Why not? Why the heck not? Let's just use it up. I mean, they're trees. They're not Christmas. They're just trees, right? They're forest. Yeah, that's it. And it fills that gap perfectly. Good. Good. That one could go there. Why not? Tone down some of that pink. So yeah, that was exciting. Had all kinds of fun with that. Go this way. I don't know. All my stripes seem to be going the same direction. Let's go this way. Won't really matter when I cut it, but because I'm not gonna see where I'm cutting. I'm just cutting. I could put that one there. Oh, there's a, oh, nope, that one won't fit there anyway. I've got a gap right here that I need to fill. That one can go there. And book page. Let's put that over that. I didn't use any book page yet. I don't know why not. I'm just grabbing all the fun colors. There we go. I've got a big strip right here that I need to fill. Wonder if I have any more of that book page in here. There's white. I don't want white. I don't. We could use this piece. Got that big old thing right there. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me as much as the circle did. So it turned out that the faucet issue was a washer. He came back and showed me a washer and he goes, this is what it was. And I don't know what that means. He just showed me a washer, tossed it in the trash, and we left. So apparently I just needed a new washer because that faucet would not shut off. I'm going to go ahead and tear off this one. It would not shut off. So the pressure was full blast and there was no way to change that. So I guess with that washer fixed, he was able to adjust it, the pressure, so that we wouldn't have those issues. And if for some reason it did pop off, we could turn it off. So that's what we needed. We needed to be able to shut it off because it did. It popped off. It popped off while my team member was out on break, and he came back and his floor was flooded already. So we knew there was a problem. My dog is snoring. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Gretchen's right under my feet and she's snoring. You are loud, lady. You are. I think she gets it from me. I didn't used to snore, but for some reason, now that I'm old, I'm sure you guys all wanted to know that, I snore. So I'm told. No, I know I do because I wake myself up sometimes. So sad. Okay. Well, I kind of like that side better. Oh well, I got a lot of polka dots going on. Here we go. They're all going to be grunged up anyway, huh? What's happening with all my stripes going the same direction? I wonder if you guys can hear her. Probably not. She'd be noisy. Just gonna tear this up and be done with it. Not my favorite paper. Cute. Okay. I'm just kind of bandaging in the spaces. Are you guys crafting with me? I hope so. I hope so. You know, it's always more fun with a friend. I hope you've got your crafting supplies out. or whatever you like to do while you watch videos. Sometimes I turn them on and clean a room, you know, or cook dinner. Something like that. For background noise. Go. So I'm sure other people do that too. Those are solids I don't need. There's a polka dot. Another, actually that's perfect for right here in this little spot right here. I need one right there. There we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and line up. Oh, I didn't have enough glue on it, did it? Kind of soaked in. Stick that right back down. There. Now, did I put something? Yeah. Is it bugging you guys that I've got all these different seasons on here? Christmas and Halloween and spring and all the different things on here. It won't matter in a few minutes. Not at all. I was glad to get them out of my box. Pretty. Put that there. Take some of that black back out. So if we can get these done today, or at least get the masterboard and then the tags cut, I can work on decorating them next video maybe. I don't have a specific plan for these, but I have an idea. I want to use some die cuts on some. That's something I haven't done. And I've got these new ones from Temu, and I'd like to use them. So I'm thinking about making a background and putting them on there, because I would like to use those. Gretchen. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. Did you not sleep well last night? She's just snoring so bad. Don't need that one. I think she was really, Gretchen was really sad last night when I got home, because the kids are usually here when I'm not now. Chloe works here out of the house, so she's usually home all day. So Gretchen and Doobie, of course, is here with her. So she didn't have the company she's used to. So she was really missing me when I got here last night. Poor thing. She's really been enjoying them being here at the house. She sneaks downstairs sometimes to go see them now, which is cute. I say sneak because she's not supposed to be down there without permission. She goes anyway. She's supposed to wait to be invited. The kids told me that she goes down there. She sneaks down there, so they don't even know she's there. And then they go and do whatever it is they're doing. And I guess she said that, Chloe said that she hides under the table. And so when they go and climb into bed or whatever and they're settling in, all of a sudden the dog just Gretchen just pops up and wants cuddles. They didn't even know she was there. It's so funny. Silly puppy. All right, we're almost done. Almost done. A couple more things here, and then we're gonna do some magic. We're gonna do some magic. Almost done. Let's use that up. Just a piece of brown. A random piece of brown. It's not solid. It does have a pattern to it, so I guess it's okay. Some of those pieces, I'm going to probably need to put some of those pieces anyway, because that gives me a space to stamp. So when you're rubber stamping over your collage, you want some spaces like this or lighter colors where you can see the rubber stamp through it. So it'll stand out. Otherwise, it kind of gets lost. So I do probably need to put a few lighter pieces on here since these are all so decorative. And fancy. Fancy schmancy. All right, so that being said, kind of put this one here. Just kind of periodically throughout, not really planning it too much because again, I don't know where I'm going to cut. So what else do I have over here? I could use this one that way. Just kind of calm these down a little bit. It's okay if it gets thick because we want these things to be sturdy anyway, right? And then let's do, I'm kind of thinking this is a little too busy over here. Even cover up part of the October so it's not so clear. Maybe put one here. I like that. Sorry if I'm off screen here. Okay. There, how about that? I didn't get all of my pieces used, but I did get a lot of them used, and that is the most important. I got a lot of that cleaned up. So there we go, that's it. Let's put that back down. I'm gonna go ahead and trim around here, so this is all straight. It won't hurt anything if it's not, but it's a little more visually appealing as I'm working. I can see what I've actually got. Needs to be done, right? Okay. Now we don't have to worry about that. Now we've just got this big old piece. Now what? Well, my next step is to tone it down. Yes, we did add all those colors. Now we're going to use some gesso. And we're just going to kind of, you know, I like to use my fingers on this stuff. Just get some on my finger and just kind of start going in there. See how that just kind of tones it down and makes it all look a little more cohesive. Not too crazy. Not trying to white it out. Gesso, if you don't have gesso, you can use a white acrylic paint. We'll do kind of the same thing. Not convinced that gesso isn't just white acrylic paint with a fancy name, so we pay more. I'm not sure. Not sure if they're made the same or not, but it's kind of the same-ish. But you can use white acrylic paint if you have that instead. You can actually honestly use any color paint, really, if you want to. You could water it down. It's not going to have the same effect if you use color, but, you know, it'll do something different. There's nothing wrong with different. Try it. Give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll do that too. I would think if you were... Oh, I missed a spot, but we're just going to pretend like I didn't. If you were doing a Halloween thing, wouldn't it be fun to do like a black acrylic paint and do kind of the same thing? You'd have to rub it kind of really thin because it would be a little more opaque probably. But, or a gray would be fun. I just kind of like to go all around the edges. I'm kind of getting the chills doing this right now. I have, oh, I'm a weirdo. What can I say? I get the chills, like popsicle stick chills, you know, when your tongue's on the popsicle stick. I cannot eat popsicles. Now you guys know that about me. Can't eat them. Can't do it. Don't send me a popsicle. As if you could. Washcloths on a wood surface, like a wood cutting board, gives me the chills. I can't. I just can't. Gives me the same feeling as the, you know, it's like a fingernail on a chalkboard kind of thing. That kind of chill. It's kind of crazy. Yep. I can't handle it. See how that just kind of tones those colors down a lot? I'm not saying it covers it like the candies and stuff. It doesn't cover that, but we're doing some other things to the paper that will help tone that down and make it less noticeable. So we're just starting, guys. All right, so here's that. There's that. And then we're going to use some dye today. Got my speckled egg oxide. And I have my water. Let's have some fun. As I spray all over my desk, because you know, we're going to tip this and turn it. Get that looking real pretty. I want that to kind of run around, do its thing, have some fun. What goes with speckled egg? Let's keep that speckled egg out just in case. Ooh, I've got snow flurries. That might be fun. That's a mica stain. Do I want mica stain on there? I'm not sure if I want mica stain. Mica stain. Mica stain. Mica stain. Mica. Oh, vintage photo. We know we love some vintage photo. I don't think I want as much vintage photo on here because I kind of want to bring out the bright, but it does look nice with it. So we'll just kind of do that. What else we got? It's mica. Did I just get all mica? No, I know I didn't get mica. All mica. Distress oxide. Which one's this one? This is lumberjack plaid. I don't want red. Really? Oh, I do see more, but my other ones are way up there. They're way up on the shelf. I don't really want to get up. Is that lazy? Maybe. Oh, you know what I do? I think we're going to use Lindy's. Okay, Lindy's Moonshadow Mist. I think this was from, I don't know, scrapbook.com, maybe? Before I learned about oxide sprays and such. This one does have a shimmer to it. It's really kind of cool. It's kind of a brown and purple kind of thing going on. Really pretty. I'm going to kind of put that on there. See what that does. See how well it plays with the Distress Oxide, if at all. And we're going to just kind of, you know, do this. We're going to tip it and spread it and move it and all the things. You can see your focus really isn't on those Halloween candies anymore, is it? So let's go ahead and move my sequin mix that I'm bound to spill. And I'm going to plug in this dryer real quick. Maybe. I have a plug on the back of my light, so I apologize. It's one of the reasons I like this light over here. It's 'cause so that's good for now. Some of these spots are wetter than others, and that's okay. That's all right. We can still work. What's next? I want to do some stamping. Problem is, squeaky noise. I do have one problem in that my archival is kind of dry. Going to need to get some more. Oops, that's Distress Oxide, Distress Ink. We can use that. It's not waterproof, but I think it'll be all right. I'm going to use this stamp. It's got some, you know, printed, looks like handwriting on it. It's got the postage on there. Just kind of randomly put it in. Nothing too planned, nothing too perfect, but it definitely adds some interest. And if it spreads because it gets a little bit wet, I'm okay with that too, because I'm not aiming for perfect here. So love, love, love. Second gen. Let's use a music script as well. Use a smaller corner of that. And it's okay if it goes over the other stamp. Just kind of everywhere. There we go. There's that. Let's see. Anything else we want to put on there? Probably. I'd like a big flower. Why don't I use... Why is that stuck? I really love this flower. Really love this flower. This is a Hero Arts, heroarts.com. I'd imagine I probably got it at Hobby Lobby. I don't know. But this is one of my favorite stamps. I have some go-tos for sure. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I have some favorite stamps that I pick up a lot. Doesn't that look gorgeous? How fun. All right, so there's that. Now, I like to use that on there. I like to use, you know, I got this box of stuff, of thingies. I wanted to check it out. I have not played with them. These are gelatos. How do gelatos work, you guys? Anybody have gelatos? Mix and match gelatos. Because I'm thinking it's a water brush. So they're water soluble, I'm assuming. That's a water brush, which means they react with water, which is perfect. That's kind of what I was looking for. So I wanted to get, maybe not black, because I'm trying to go brighter. What if I do kind of a pastel pink, maybe? And I see this little sponge applicator thing in here. I'm kind of going out on a limb because I've never done this. But I think I want to play with this a second and see if it's going to do what I think it's going to do. Well, that just wipes it off, doesn't it? That's not what I'm trying to do. Water brush. Is there water in there? Yeah. Okay, so pink isn't going to show much. I mean, it might add some highlights, but I don't think it's going to be what I want specifically. This isn't even pink. It's more of a peachy flesh tone, really. That's not what I want. How about, let's go crazy. Let's do, as I say, let's go crazy. I'm looking at these little light colors. Let's try blue. Let's see what that does. I'm just kind of thinking some little highlights of color pop here and there. Just some shadowing kind of thing going on. We'll use some other colors too. Oops, I want that one already. That's okay though. Not specifically what I'm looking for. Let's try a silver gray. But we're going to have different colors all over the place because this is experimentation. I am playing right now. I have no expectations. Oops, I just went over the same spot. This is actually more of a silver. But it's adding interest. For sure, it's adding to it, so I'm okay with it. And I'm learning about a toy that I forget I have. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to look at some videos on what to do with gelatos, because these are kind of neat. Let's see, where else can I kind of want to put some, I'm fighting the black. I'm really fighting it because I don't want it to be dark. I want it to be very bright. I'm going to go with this super bright one. And I'm going to make some marks. Just randomly throughout the paper. And let's see how that turns out. So that's my homework assignment for myself. Learn about gelatos. And all the fun things they're capable of. In the meantime, this is kind of cute. And I'll be able to add some Eastery die cuts to this and brighten it up even more. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Since I have not yet completed my gelato assignment, we're just gonna leave it at that. Put these away. And the next thing we're gonna do, put that back in there. The next thing we're gonna do, I got some gelato chunks. Okay. See, when I think gelato, I'm thinking ice cream. So, I don't think about these all that much. Okay. You know we're going to get some gold in there. As well. Because we like the shimmer. Now, your gold gilding wax should not look like mine, but mine has been dropped and it has been used and loved, and I need some more. But I'm going to use it until I can't, and I can still get some off of there, so. It's one of my favorite tools. I need to do a video. Would you guys like to see a video about my favorite products? My current favorite products anyway. It's always changing depending on the craft that I'm doing. But I could do my favorite paper craft products, tools I always use, tools I don't want to go without. This is definitely one of them. I will probably always have this in my arsenal because I just love it. I love the way it looks. It's even better in its solid state. It's just harder to use like this, and it's messier, that's all. It still works just fine. Got the chills again. That was not good. So how obvious are those Halloween candies now, huh? Not at all, right? So I'm glad we were able to use those papers. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe my finger off so that I don't get that on everything. Let's do a little stenciling too. We could add, definitely add some color with stenciling as well, which is something I should do. Yes. Because I do want these brighter. I'm gonna wipe this off real quick. It's kind of bothering me. And I might have to scrub that differently. That's not good. Ooh, what is getting on there? Okay, I better stop because I'm making it worse. Let's get some different colors for stenciling today. Instead of the usual browns, let's get, how about purple? I got a purple here. I got a purple here. I don't know which is going to be better. I've got, a bright blue. Let's do those. We can still add in some darker colors too. Let's add this one in too to kind of ground it just a little bit. Let's use some of these, okay? No particular reason, just liking the color. just liking the color. And this, where are the stencils at? That is something I don't remember if I found a home for yet. These are my stencils. I did. I know I did. I think they're in here. So I've got, if I can't find my ring of stencils, which I may have hidden from myself, we've got others. Definitely got others we can use. And actually, I've got a rose. That one's easy enough. Look, I've got so many beautiful, fun things here. It's not like I'm sponsored. I can use whatever. Whatever. And I don't know how well this is going to work because I've never used these ink pads, these Hampton ones from Joann's, so I'm not sure how well they work. I'm not too excited about what I'm seeing. It's leaving kind of a cloud. Of course, these are old, so I don't know how inky they are anyway. These Hampton ones. Although I've never used them. I guess it's leaving some of a mark. It's kind of a shadowy, which is fine. It's a different... I can't see that. All right. Well, I'm not going to waste my time on that. It might just be the color. This one, very inky. Let's try this one instead. We'll go light. Oops. We'll go light. Try to go light. Yep. Should have kind of expected that from SideGigCrafts, huh? It's gonna pull through. It's gonna do its job. It's gonna be inky and juicy. Of course it is. You can always count on SideGigCrafts. Love it. Okay. So there's that. That's purple. Let's use this Distress ink in this mahogany. I do want a different pattern for this one. Not the Christmas tree. How did I pull that out? I didn't mean to. I think I want to kind of put this in here. And I don't care if I mix the colors. It's not going to hurt my feelings any. They're very different, so not too worried. I just kind of want to place that around. A hint of it is perfect. I'm not needing perfection here. There's so much going on this paper. It adds some interest without being overwhelming. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. It is probably a detail that probably won't even be noticed, honestly. That's okay. It's going to still add to it, whether we realize it consciously or not. It's still adding something. Okay, and then still want to do I'm still going to do some brown. Why? Because I think I need it. I think I need it. it'll have a pink tone because I still have this ink in here. And it can layer over the others, it's fine. Let's put one more over here. There, is this crazy or what? A little bit crazy. I like it. I like it. Okay, anything else we need to do? We're gonna need some black splatter. We are gonna need, you know, one of these days I'm gonna make some white splatter because that would be nice on here too, but I don't have any white splatter, so we're just gonna do black splatter. So let's do it. Let's cover that up. This is just watered down acrylic black paint. I don't need much at all. And if I could find that brush that I've already ruined, would be great instead of ruining another one. Oops, that's great. Just big old blob. I don't need much, but let's just put a bunch of blobs on there. And I might need to do something about that because that's not going to work out very well for me. Let me get a different brush real quick. I think I've ruined this one already too, so let's just use this one. While I'm at it, I'm going to try to just blop this up a little bit, or a lot, because that's not really what I want to do. You can see I'm just touching it just to get those bigger blobs up. I just didn't want the big, huge spots. Okay, this brush is softer. I need to clean that other one. I think that's what's wrong, because this should work better. Yeah, just little spots is all I wanted. Just little bits. I think this is probably one of my favorite Masterboards yet. Definitely getting into a pattern with it, using a lot of the same technique, aren't I? Finding my own way, I guess, which is kind of cool. I think as we do things over and over, we find what works for us and what we, you know, what our eye likes. We can always change the colors. We can always change the products we use or the way we do it. I'm trying to get some in this corner and I'm having a hard time getting it there where I want it. Here too. Oh, excuse me. All right, that's good. That's very good. So yeah, don't be afraid to try different things. You will find what works for you. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly dry this. All right, there we go. That should be dry, nice and crispy. So let's go ahead and cut. Now, the first thing is I'm gonna go ahead and cut this fold because that's a natural full line. And so that's where I was kind of expecting to go. And then this is gonna be 12 inches, so I can get let's see, 3-inch tags. I kind of like 3.5-inch tags though, because it gives me more room to work. And I can always cut them back if I need to. 3.5. That's gonna give us a extra strip that we can use as a background. So this is gonna be 6 inches. I like 5.5. I'm gonna go 6 just because that gives me room to work. And so I should have 2 6 inches. If I cut it more precise, then I have less options. But if I do it at 6, I can cut them shorter if I need to. All right, let's cut this one. This one in half as well. And then this one we're gonna leave it like this, because that way, depending on how big my journal is, what have you, we will have something to work with. So this can be a belly band or a pocket or something like that. And then I've got 2 tags here. 2, those are cool. And then we have some bigger ones. And now that these are cut, I can look at them individually and I can decide as I go what each one of them needs. I love this one. So I can add labels to them. I can add flowers. I can add die cuts, which is what I want to do. I can even go back through the process of putting more die on them or more gelato. I could put, you know, I can add papers to the top if I need to. I can do anything to them individually as I need them. So it's kind of a fun way to work with these. And yeah, so I'll have some, I'll get some die cuts together, and in the next video, we can get them decorated together. So in the meantime, before I do that, I'll probably cut the edges. Actually, I want to sew them first. So we'll do that as well. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me and for coming along for this ride. I'll try to edit those long heating tool portions out for you and come back to you with a little shorter and wonderful video. I hope you guys like the content. I hope you consider subscribing if you have not already. Those of you who already have, thank you so much for being a part of my journey. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.